pulmonic airstream mechanism. As it's clear from the name that the pulmonary system is used, right? The system which is based on your lungs, that is used in this sort of airstream mechanism. And it's one of the most famous, the most popular, and maybe the most commonly used mechanism for the production of speech. In languages like English, we are using this sort of mechanism, and we are involving lungs. So that's why it is called pulmonary or pulmonic airstream mechanism. The respiratory muscles, they set the air in motion. The respiratory system, okay, is the spongy-like tissues, the lungs. They are used for containing air, okay? So the air is taken as a breath into your lungs with the help of uplifting your diaphragm and then also taking in your tummy, right? This process, so the air is taken into your lungs. The lungs are filled with the air, and then the same air is applied for the production of speech. This process is important, and the diaphragm, that contracts and then also enlarge. That is the lung activity. These spongy-like tissues, lungs, they are contained within your rib cage. Okay, the rib cage is containing them, and lungs have the ability to contract and then also to enlarge. So that's the possibility. And when the air, which is inside your lungs, when it is taking out, right, then the sounds produced are called aggressive. And then maybe in some cases, like most of the time, we are using aggressive sounds, right? But in some cases, we are also able to speak when the air is taking inside, right? So while taking inside, the sounds are produced. Those sounds are called ingressive. So that's an important point, that how the aggressive-ingressive contrast is used in the description of speech sounds. One more point which is important here, and we can explain here in this context, that when the air is, when it is pushed out with some strong movement, okay, like the muscular activity is stronger and there is pressure in the air, then the sounds produced are called forte sounds, right? Like the voiceless stops, okay? Like those t, k, right? These sounds, right? P, and also the fricatives, like p or v, t, s, sh. So these are the sounds which are called fortes. And when the air pressure, it is released slowly and not with the force like as stronger as the force which is used in the production of forte sound, and it is quite mildly used, then the sounds produced are called Lennis sounds or Lennis consonants. And the examples are the voice stops and the voiced fricatives, right? Like b, d, g, v, d, z, right? Or j. So these are the examples of fortis, Lennis. And this fortis, Lennis difference is also important, right? I'm explaining this pulmonic airstream mechanism to you with the help of this diagram, right? This is basically the diagram of lungs. These are the lungs, right? Okay. And these are inside the rib cage, right? If you can see here in this picture. All right. And so the air is coming inside through trachea, right? For when we are breathing in, and then it's released with the same windpipe, which is called windpipe, and the technical name is trachea. And here is the sound box, right? Which is called larynx. So this is a very simple, system, a very simple airstream mechanism through which the sounds are produced in most languages, and English is one of them.